Hi, I'm Erin Theodoro. I am a licensed professional counselor and a national certified counselor. I am the owner of Theodoro Therapy in Nutley, New Jersey, and that is a mental health counseling private practice. And I am currently accepting new clients, so the contact info is below. I just want to take a couple moments today to talk about expectations and how our expectations often drive a lot of the negative emotions we experience in life, including disappointment, and how cognitive behavior therapy could help. To begin with, I always like to explore with a client what their currently held expectations are. The reason for this is I feel expectations really give me a great insight into the inner workings of someone's emotional life and really will reveal to me a lot about who this person is that I'm working with. Because our expectations are a reflection of our values and our beliefs, and it really helps me to get a greater sense of who this person is. I also normally advise a client who is experiencing a lot of disappointment to begin keeping a log of their triggers and what was preceding feeling disappointed or whatever negative emotion they're struggling with. Because often there are patterns to what upsets us. We all have unique triggers. What is upsetting for me is going to be different than what's upsetting for you. And I think we're all often not consciously aware of what our triggers are, but they tend to be something that is very near and dear to us. So a trigger might be something going on with your child or something in your marriage or in your career that really gets you worked up and upset. I often find that people that struggle with a lot of disappointment are struggling with some form of depression or have the potential to develop depression, because if you're feeling disappointed, then your blueprint for reality is not being met. And as a mental health professional, I find that depression and disappointment go hand in hand, and that disappointment reveals a lot about the person expressing this emotion, more so than who or what the target of the disappointment is, because disappointment is largely a subjective emotion, and high expectations often lead to frequent disappointment. So if you hold unrealistic expectations of yourself, you are going to be setting goals that you are not going to be able to meet. So on top of being disappointed, you're probably going to be taking a hit to your self-esteem. If you hold unrealistic expectations for the people in your life, you're probably going to be generating a lot of unnecessary interpersonal conflicts. I always tell, especially when I'm working with families or couples, that we have to remember our expectations are our expectations, that there are no universal expectations held. So when you might feel that someone's not meeting your expectation, and I say this to couples especially, they may not even know that you hold that expectation of them. So often these are a lot of unspoken rules that we hold for other people. And I think what cognitive behavior therapy could do is it helps you really become aware of your thoughts and the emotions that are generating. And in turn, those emotions are going to impact how you behave and the choices you make. And I think working with a cognitive behavior therapist could really help lead to a more satisfying emotional and cognitive life. And I think it could also help you to better manage your relationships by really reflecting and exploring what are the current expectations you hold of other people and of yourself. Maybe you've been someone that's been struggling with a sense of feeling like a failure, or that you're not succeeding on the level that you want, and working with a counselor who comes from a CBT approach could really look into if you're setting goals that are self-defeating. So that's just a little brief overview about expectations and how they drive a lot of negative emotions. And I would be happy to work with you on this. If you live in the Nutley, New Jersey area, my contact info is below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.